Hello guys. In today's video I'm going to be walking you through my favourite exercise for growing my lats. So let's begin. I'm going to be talking over the videos just so you get an opportunity to see how the exercise looks in practice, and then what I'm also going to do is show the video from different angles so that you can see how the movement looks and how you really should be performing it. So let's begin by describing what you can see here. As you can see, it is a single arm lateral pull down. Now I'm doing this single arm for one primary reason, and that is so that you can focus on the contraction of the lats. As you can see, I'm extending my arm upwards, and in doing so I am flaring out my upper lat. Then I am pulling the rope down, and what I'm really focusing on there is squeezing my lat. I am engaging my lat to its maximum degree, and I'm really focusing on the contraction. Now I believe that this mind-muscle connection is a pivotal part of growing your lats. What I'm also doing is providing my lats with some time under tension. As you can see, I'm not throwing the weight around as I sometimes tend to do. I'm rather focusing on the whole contraction and the whole movement. I'm taking slight pauses at the top, slight pauses at the bottom, and then I am pulling the weight with purpose. Another interesting fact about this movement that you can see is that I am twisting my wrist. So as I'm extending the weight up, my wrist is kind of twisting outwards a little bit, and as I'm pulling it in, I'm twisting my wrist back towards me. Now this I'm doing for two reasons. Firstly is that it reduces the engagement of my bicep, especially on the abduction movement of the exercise. In other words, as the arm is extending up, as it is abducting away from the midline, I am twisting my wrist outwards, and I am therefore reducing the incorporation of my bicep. This is allowing me to recruit the lats more as the weight slides away from me. And then during the adduction component of the exercise, I am twisting my wrist back towards me, and this is recruiting my bicep, but that is only to ensure that I can continue performing once my lats become fatigued. It's essentially allowing you to kind of push yourself beyond that fatigue that your lats would experience. Now, as you can see, again, I have got one hand on my lats for the majority of the movement, and this is again to focus on the mind muscle contraction. Now, normally I do like ego lifting, I do like lifting heavy weights, but when it comes to these stubborn muscles like the calves, like the lats, like the forearms, it really isn't about how much you lift, but rather the form by which you do it. And that is why my lats are so prominent and probably one of my best muscle groups. That really is all I have to say about the single arm lat pull down. I guess for some advice on how you should perform this with regards to sets, I am only taking a rest to reposition the camera. Aside from this, there is no rest. I am performing the lat pull down with maybe a 10-second switch between arms, and then I'm going again. I do not believe that when you are doing these quite light weights that you need to take much of a rest. If you were doing a massive set, sure, but this is such an isolated movement where you are recruiting so few muscles that I believe you do not need that long of a rest. And trust me, if you do this and you do it for 5 sets for each arm with 10 seconds rest between each set, you will feel a pump in your lats like none other before. If you don't believe me, just give it a go. I highly recommend this to all my friends, all my gym partners. It's the best lat exercise to do, and whenever I have access to cables, I always do a back day, and even if I don't, I will ensure that I'm doing this movement because I believe it is the most beneficial way that you can grow your lats, as has worked for me. So that is everything I have to say about this movement. I just hoped to share some really of my favorite exercises with you guys, and this is undoubtedly one of them. So I will see you tomorrow. Hasta luego.